Now, you may have heard a little known series called World Endurance Championship is back for the season, and they have just raced at Imola. This was the qualifying time. Giovinazzi on pole. Challenge for today, we've got 100 laps. It's my first time driving hypercars on Le Mans Ultimate. 100 laps to try and get as close to the pole time as humanly possible. First time in it, obviously we can't use soft tyres, but let's just see how we do. Going into the first lap, we wanted to make sure we just set a good benchmark, decent lap across the line, and just see what we can do. I think really we just want to not make any mistakes, because that would be catastrophic. And as we go into the first corner, we have a massive lockup, which is a great start, but we will carry on driving and see what we can get for the end of this lap. Now, we took this lap very easily, so it's going to be a slow time. We're going to cross the line with a 1:41, which is not really great, but we're just going to keep whamming out laps and see if we can get any closer. I will join you at our next improvement. And it has not taken us long to get our first improvement of the day, crossing the line on our second lap, gaining 2.1 seconds and going down to a 29.5, which is not that bad. Although annoyingly, going on to lap 3, we are going to massively lock up our tyres and end up going off, so that is a lap that will not count. I will join you ready for the next improvement when we get it. We then move to lap 7 for our next significant improvement, going half a second faster. Not the biggest improvement, not the best I could have hoped for, but we are slowly and surely improving, up nearly 3 seconds from our baseline lap within 7-8 laps, which is not the worst. I'll continue to cut to where we get any significant improvements as we go wide and invalidate another lap. But yeah, I will join you through any significant improvements and we will go from there, as we've really messed up this lap. But I had stopped really trying this lap at this point because it's already invalidated. I will join you in the next improvement. Then just a couple laps later, we get a massive improvement, improving by another 2 seconds on lap 9, which is huge for us. Let's continue going, see if we can get any more improvements. Again, massive lockup going into the first corner. As this is my first time driving the hypercars, I was really struggling with braking, but we are making good improvements, so let's carry on doing that. After a couple of failed attempts and a couple of bad laps, we are then on lap 16 going to improve by 1.7 seconds, bringing us down to a 1:37.8, which is really not the worst time. I'm not that good about that. And that brings us to the end of the first stint, with our current best lap time being 1:37.8, and our distance to the Hyperpole for the 2026 Imola race 7.7 off the Hyperpole, which is not that bad. We can see improvement coming. Onto the second stint. And it was lap 3 of the second stint that we get our first improvement, only by a little bit, going to a 1:37.7, so literally about half a tenth, but still, we've started making improvements early. You cannot complain at that. And lap 25, we get a massive increase, nearly a second, which brings our best time to a 1:36.8, which is much better than we were doing. Let's hope these increases can continue. And then lap 32, we get another 1 second improvement, which brings our best lap up to a 1:35.7, which is much nicer than we're doing. I'm happy with this so far. This stint we've been improving a lot. Let's see if it carries on. Hopefully it will do. But we do have a massive lock up and put it into a wall, nearly. But still a good improvement even with the lock up at the end. But hopefully we can carry on. Let's see what we can do going into the next one. And that brings the end to the second stint, with our best lap time being a 1:35.7 so far. And that puts us 5.6 seconds off of the Hyperpole, which is not too bad. Let's move on to the third stint. After a pretty quiet start to stint 3, it gets to lap 51 and we finally set a pretty good lap time, improving on the first lap of the stint by 2.6 seconds, and that puts it into the 34s. What a huge lap. 1:34.8, I love to see it. Hopefully we can carry on this vein. I want to get some huge lap times as we go deep and wide. It's always the good lap times. We go deep and wide and spin out when we're trying to do it. What a ridiculous way to race, but it's not about consistency right now, it's about getting quick lap times. So I was trying to be as on the edge as I felt. I'll join you for the next improvement. But that does in fact take us to the end of quite a disappointing stint after lap 60, with us having our best time of 1:34.8, still 4.7 seconds off of Hyperpole. Obviously these are different cars, this is the older car, not the current car, and they obviously have access to things like soft tyres and that, but still quite disappointing. But let's get on to the second to last stint. Now, between laps 60 and 80, we're hoping to carry on the improvement we've been doing consistently over the challenge, but we actually made 0 improvements across the 20 laps. It was quite frustrating. We kept getting lots of track limits, lots of spins, so that means we are currently staying pretty the same. We have got a best time of a 34.8, and we are still 4.7 seconds off of the Hyperpole that was set in the real life race this year. But let's move on to the final stint and hope that we can get some decent improvements. And it is lap 87 where we get our first improvement of the second stint, with us crossing the line with a very, very minor increase of a 34.7.08, so literally less than a tenth, but still an improvement, and that is what matters. Let's hope we can get a slightly bigger one later on in this stint. And it is lap 90 where we get our best lap of the day so far. We cross the line on a 1:34 dead, which is pretty good. I'm still 4 seconds, 3.8 seconds off, but this felt quick. This was good for what I could manage, I think. Let's see if we can get anything else better, or if that's the lap time we're going to have set. But sadly, as we get to the end of the 100 laps, that is the best lap time we can do, meaning our best lap time was a 1:34.0, and we were 3.8 seconds off of what the real life Hyperpole was this year. But now I'm going to leave you to enjoy a untouched, unedited version of the final lap and see how good it was. So our final lap time was a 1:34.0, which is not bad. 3.8 off pole. Bit gutting that we couldn't get closer. I feel like if we did another 100 laps, we probably would be much, much closer. But with 100 laps, I'm happy we did that. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I really enjoyed making videos like this. So if you want to see more of them, let me know. And I will see you next time.